The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter fleet hit the 100,000 flight hours mark without a single crash, a significant milestone for a major aircraft program. Although the F-35 has had 3 major fires, including one in mid-air, no planes have been lost in collisions with the ground, and there have been 0 deaths and only 1 injury. This is in marked contrast to other fighters, particularly those during the Cold War, that had much higher accident rates. According to a press release sent out by Lockheed Martin, the F-35 fleet recently exceeded 100,000 flight hours. That's a milestone at which aircraft accidents and losses begin to be measured, but the F-35 really hasn't had that many. The F-35 fleet has had 3 Class A incidents, defined by the Department of Defense's accidents involving $2 million or more in damage to the aircraft and loss of life or permanent disability to the aircrew. In 2014, an F-35A caught fire preparing for takeoff at Eglin Air Force Base. The pilot was able to shut the aircraft down and escape unharmed. In September 2016, another F-35A caught fire after tailwinds pushes hot air into the aircraft's power pack. In that incident, the pilot sustained burns to his neck, head, and face. In November 2016, a Marine Corps F-35B caught fire in midair, but the pilot was able to land the aircraft. Among currently flying U.S. military aircraft, the Air Force's F-15 Eagle has a lifetime Class A accident rate of 2.36 per 100,000 hours of flight, with a spike early in the Eagle's flying career and a relatively low accident rate 10 to 30 years after reaching operational status. The F-22 Raptor has a relatively high rate at 5.49 per 100,000 hours. Among the aircraft the F-35 is meant to replace, the new fighter's safety record is par for the course or an improvement. The Navy's F-18 Hornet averaged approximately 2.84 classes per 100,000 hours between 1990 and 2013, while the F-16 has a lifetime Class A rate of 3.45 per 100,000 hours. In 2002, the Los Angeles Times reported that the lifetime Class A rate for the AV-8B Harrier was 11.44 per 100,000 hours. In the early years of supersonic flight, Class A incident rates were far worse than what they are today. During the 1960s, the Air Force's F-100 Super Sabre fighter had an average of 21 Class A mishaps per 100,000 hours, and out of 2,294 Super Sabres bought by the Air Force, 889 were lost to accidents. According to an FAA publication on high-performance aircraft, in 1958 alone there were 116 F-100 accidents, which killed 47 pilots. The most dangerous fighter of the post-World War II era may have been the F-104G Starfighter. A variant of the F-104 flown by the West German Air Force, it racked up an appalling 139 accidents per 100,000 flying hours. The Luftwaffe lost 30% of its starfighters to accidents. Compared to Cold War figures, the F-35 is a very safe aircraft. Compared to relatively newer planes it plans to replace, it is as safe as or safer. Almost all high-performance fighter aircraft lose an aircraft or two during the developmental phase. What's remarkable about the F-35 is that no confirmed cases of planes have been lost to fires, crashes, or any other cause, period. The 2014 fire at Eglin Air Force Base caused an estimated $50 million in damage, and there are conflicting reports as to whether the plane was written off as a total loss or not. 3 Class A incidents in 100,000 hours of flight actually isn't a bad number at all, especially for an aircraft still in development. Most aircraft experience a spike in accidents early in their careers, as designer quality control problems surface. Accident rates tend to drop as these problems are ironed out. If the F-35's low accident rate holds, it could be one of the safest fighters in U.S. military history.